ឥឡូវដាក់ចំណងជើងមិនតាន់បញ្ញាប់ពេកច្រើនពោញាតិញោមរុនសួស្ដីពីទីក្រុងរ៉ូមអាថ្មនេះគឺម៉ោង8ជាងព្រឹកម៉ោងនៅប្រទេសអ៊ីតាលីទីក្រុងរ៉ូមនេះយើងដើរឃើញផ្លូវជាតិសិតតែអគារចាស់ទាំងអស់ឥឡូវនេះFather Will គាត់កំពុងតែនាំទស្សនាទីក្រុងបុរាណយើងរួមទីក្រុងរ៉ូមនេះទីក្រុងបុរាណហ្មងឥឡូវនឹងដើរមើលតែឃើញមិនដឹងស្អីខ្លះចង់ដឹងច្បាស់ដល់ស្ដាប់ Father Will Hi, Father. Could you please use this
sure.
again? Yes.
Okay.
ហើយ
ដែលក៏បើខ្ញុំជុំប្រការណាខ្ញុំពងនិយាយគឺផ្លូវនេះគេហៅថាផ្លូវសុទ្ធប្រគំដោយសារនៅខ្មែរខ្ញុំអត់សូវឃើញទេប៉ុន្តែធម្មតាពុទ្ធសាសនាមានប្រគំដែរបែបនោះដើម្បីហៅថានៅខ្មែរក៏សូវមានប៉ុន្តែដូចជានៅទីបេតមានហើយដូចជាតាមផ្លូវនោះនេះថាគឺជាដំណើរចុងក្រោយរបស់អ្នកធ្វើអ្នកកាន់សាសនាដែលធ្វើដំណើរទៅបុជនីយចូលគេហៅថាបុជនីយចូលមានន័យថា pilgrimage នោះបុជនីយចូលអត់ដឹងគឺជាពាក្យមួយរបស់កាតូលិកយើងនៅខ្មែរគឺធ្វើទៅដំណើរដើម្បីទៅទីសក្ការៈបំផុតគឺយើងសុទ្ធប្រគំហើយផ្លូវនេះគឺជាផ្លូវបុរាណហើយអ្នកធ្វើដំណើរទាំងអស់សង្កតៃនោះគេធ្លាប់ធ្វើដំណើរតាមផ្លូវនោះដែរហើយទៅពេលលើកស្តែយុវជនពាក្យច្រើនដែលយើងកំពុងជួបតាមផ្លូវស្តែពេលសងទៅគុំអ្នកនិស្សិតទេវិទ្យា
ចេះកន្លែងយើងស្នាក់នៅហ្នឹងកន្លែងសាលាដែរហ្នឹង
គឺកន្លែងមណ្ឌលប៉ុន្តែនេះមណ្ឌលផ្សេងបន្តិចដែលសម្រាប់អ្នកដឹកនាំជំនាញអត់មានកុនសឺតទេមានតែអ្នកដឹកនាំឬ researcher អ្នកធ្វើការស្រាវជ្រាវបែបនោះហើយពីបាជួលតែដើម្បីជួលត្រូវធ្វើ application តែហៅ recruitment interview
ស្អាតដូចសន្តាគារ
បាទថាទៅសន្តាគារដែរប៉ុន្តែនោះបន្ទប់របស់សម្រាប់ភ្ញៀវយើងស្អាតជាងបន្ទប់យើងទំនើបជាងបន្ទប់របស់ខ្ញុំដូចជារបៀបបុរាណអត់ស្អាតប្រហែលទេញ៉ៃប្រហែលយើងទិញកាត់ស៊ីមពេលថ្ងៃត្រង់តែតែពេលព្រឹកឥឡូវយើងដូចជាមកយូរហើយ
អត់អី
តែអូខេយើងទៅតាមផ្លូវនេះសប្បាយនេះយើងស្ស្ពានមួយគេហៅស្ពានទេវតាតែស្តែទេវតាស្អាត
ធ្លាប់លើរឿងចិនពេទ្យទេវតាមានស្ពានទេវតា
ជាអត់សូវមានឡានទេដោយសារដើម្បីជួលខែនេះត្រូវតែមានប៉ាសមួយអត់សូវមានមនុស្សមានត្រូវតែមានប៉ាសនោះអាចចេះទៅតែមិនសោះតែពីអត់សូវមានឡានជួលហើយនេះមានជាងចម្លាក់ជាងគេធ្វើរូបចម្លាក់ច្រើនក្នុងមួយបីល្បាញ
គេធ្វើសម្រាប់លក់
សម្រាប់លក់បាទតែថ្លៃពេកគេមិនផ្លោះទិញទេអត់តែធំអូខេដល់ហើយនេះគឺទីក្រុងវ៉ាទីកុងតែយើងឆ្លងស្ពានយើងដល់ទីក្រុងវ៉ាទីកុងហើយនោះគឺជាឥឡូវនេះគឺជាគេហៅ Castel San Angelo ប្រាសាទព្រះទេវទូតប៉ុន្តែពីមុនគឺជាកន្លែងគេដាក់សពរបស់សម្ដេច សម្រាប់ហាត់រៀងនេះជាអ្នកសាំងសងប្រសាទដែលយើងមិនឃើញម្សិលមិញមូលបែបនោះគាត់ធ្វើមូលគាត់ធ្វើប្រសាទមូលសម្រាប់ព្រះទាំងអស់ហើយគាត់ធ្វើប្រសាទមូលសម្រាប់ខ្លួនដែរតែគាត់រាប់ខ្លួនជាព្រះដែរហើយកន្លែងនេះគេហៅ tomb របស់គាត់ mausoleum នោះ mausoleum ជាមានន័យថាគេហៅ mausoleum គឺជាកន្លែងនឹងដាក់សពកន្លែងដាក់សពតែគាត់ធ្វើធំមែនទែនតែគាត់រាប់ខ្លួនឯងជាមិនជាអីជាអតិទេពតែនេះមុនសម័យនេះតាំងពីមុនសម័យ
សមត្ថទេពនេះគឺស្ដេចដែលអស្ចារ្យមួយអីចឹងសមត្ថសន្មតគេសន្មតខ្លួនឯងថាទេព
ក្នុងបាន
ហៅថាសមត្ថទេព
ព្រះនេះគេលឿន
หรือเจนมูลพวกแต่ก็รู้สึกเสียง
ត្រូវ
នៅមានកម្រិតដូចគ្នាឡើងកម្មកម្ម
ហើយគេមានអតិទេពភូមិនោះខាងលើគេហៅថាអាកាទេវទូតមីកែលអាកាទេវទូតមីកែលគឺជាទេវទូតដែលសម្រាប់រាជមានរាជ
នឹងស្ពានទេវតាហ្នឹង
ស្ពានទេវតាស្អាត
ឥឡូវមកដើរលើស្ពានទេវតាជុំ upside down ចឹងមក
ហើយនេះគឺទន្លេយើងមិនជាទន្លេមេគង្គទេអាទន្លេតៃបឺទីវេរេមានឈ្មោះច្រើនអត់ដឹងអូទឹកលឹងទឹកលិចហើយធម្មតាមាន
this is a real or
natural really old
when they build something they always have this kind of barrage
this was a natural river called the Tiber it's like the Mekong for us and so it's beautiful no yeah all the angels
ហូរជុំវិញទីក្រុងហូរ
តែនេះគឺជាទន្លេមេគង្គយើងទន្លេតែគាត់និយាយបតំបងណទន្លេហើយទេវទូតទាំងឡាយគេពាក់ដូចជាអ្វីដែលតែគាត់ជាមួយការរំទុកលំបាករបស់ព្រះយេស៊ូវនេះគឺមកុដធ្វើពីបន្លាយគេពាក់អ្វីដែលតែគាត់ជាមួយការរំទុកលំបាករបស់ព្រះយេស៊ូវដូច្នេះនេះគឺមានមកុដមួយគេហៅថាមកុដបន្លាណោះច្បាស់អត់
បន្លា
spines បន្លាគឺណោះបន្លា
ព្រះបន្លា
no បន្លាអត់បន្លា spines
spine
like really okay spine like hurting his head like there's a cord here you have all the
តំណាងអ្នកព្រះជិះចាប់ចឹង
គេបន្លា
បន្លាណាទៅគាត់ដៃលូ
បន្លា
ក៏បន្លា stone
well thorns
but that look is a wire with the stone
really all right how they go that lure
that is a metal
yeah that lure so they all the like the cross and all the other symbols all it could take forever to explain everything but it's nice and it's very beautiful and here you arrive and you see the Vatican
កន្លែងហ្នឹងប្រវត្តិយ៉ាងម៉េចបានហៅឈ្មោះថាស្ពានទេវតា
តែថាគេដាក់ទេវតាទាំងឡាយហើយនេះពិតគឺនេះដូច្នេះស្ពាននោះបុរាណមែនតើដោយសារមានប្រាសាទនោះតាំងពី2000ឆ្នាំមុនប៉ុន្តែគេតុបតែងសេតជាថ្មីនៅសម័យមីកេលអានជេឡូនេះគឺមីកេលអានជេឡូគឺជាអ្នកសាងសង់ព្រះវិហារធំនៅវ៉ាទីកុងគាត់ជាអ្នកធ្វើដែរមីកេលអានជេឡូសប្បាយ enjoy it yeah nice that's great we're happy to enjoy it so this is you see it's very interesting because this temple is round like the temple we saw yesterday but now it's a castle it's actually the castle where the Pope would run to protect himself if the city was if his Vatican was taken we'll see there's a secret bridge
it's a literary considered as a country itself
Vatican you mean yeah Vatican is independent like Singapore okay when we go we are free they cannot stop us no more police no more tax also tax payment but no tax but everything is so expensive you will see why
ច្រើនកូនអ្នកទស្សនាគ្រប់គ្នាឥឡូវដើរមើលឃើញថ្មហ្នឹងឯងបងស្ដាប់គាត់ហ្នឹងឯង
the church is everywhere every office there's no
ឯវិសាទនេះជា
the highest school there is the American school American college
នៅល្អ
We could go actually. Maybe we can ask someone to.
តែ
I wanted to go, but we
ស្
cannot
ដេច
go
មនុស្សនឹង
everywhere.
សន្មតតែខ្លួនឯងធ្វើជាដូចជាព្រះមួយដែរ
It's fine, man, no? If you
ដែល
see,
អ្នកកសាង
the-
ព្រះ
normally
វិហារ
here
យក
on
មិ
the
ញអញ្ចឹង
side
ទៅ
there's a
បាត់អ
road.
ត់បានប្រហោះ
There's no one. You can't see it. We're almost there. This is the Vatican.
តែកូនចង់ថតរូបមួយពីនោះមកពីនោះមកទាំងអស់
ពីចិត្តជាងស្អាតដែរ
អូនេះស្អាតណាស់
Yeah.
ចាអាមុខនោះព្រះវិហារអី
នេះព្រះវិហារ Vatican
Vatican
គេហៅថា Santa Fero Santa Fero Basilica ធំព្រះវិហារធំនៃ Vatican គឺ Santa Fero
អូ
Santa Fero ឬ Santa Pedro Pedro គីនេះទាំងពីរនៅខ្វៃពីបានដោយសារការបុកប្រែពីភាសាឡាតាំងពីមុនគេប្រើភាសាអេស្ប៉ាញពេលក្រោយគេប្រើភាសាបារាំងឥឡូវគេប្រើភាសាអង់គ្លេសដូចជាពីនោះពីមុនគេថា Santa Pedro Santa Fero ដូចជាបារាំងឥឡូវនេះគេ Santa Peter Santa Peter ភាសាអង់គ្លេសឥឡូវពីយ៉ាងម៉េច
See a lot of rich tree
ពេលនេះអាចថតមួយបាននៅខាងនោះហើយកន្លែងដែលយើងការប្រជុំគឺអាគារធំនៅខាងឆ្វេងនេះគឺស្ថិតក្រសួងរបស់វ៉ាទីកង់ហើយអ្វីដែលគួរចាប់អារម្មណ៍សម្រាប់យើងខាងនយោបាយស្គាល់ធនជាតិនោះអត់មានធនជាតិច្រើនគឺស្ថិតស្ថានទូតរបស់ប្រទេសអង្គទៀតដែលមានអ្នកតំណាងនៅទីក្រុងវ៉ាទីកង់ហើយមានប្រទេសអាហ្សង់ទីនប្រទេសម៉ាឡេស៊ីប្រទេសកាណាដាប្រទេសច្រើនហើយមានប្រទេសមួយដែលមិនធ្លាប់ឃើញទេគឺប្រទេសតៃវ៉ាន់
អូ
អញ្ចឹងគឺមានបញ្ហារវាងព្រះសាសនាកាតូលិកហើយប្រទេសចិននោះជារឿងច្រើន
ឥឡូវគេចិត្តទូចិនវិញហើយ
បាទកុំពិសាដូច្នេះនេះគឺជាប្រទេសតែមួយនៅពិភពលោកទាំងមូលដែលមានធនជាតិរបស់តៃវ៉ាន់ដែលសារនេះពីមុនដូចជាយើងតែកតងជាមួយប្រទេសតៃវ៉ាន់ឥឡូវនេះកំពុងពិភាក្សាប្រទេសពិភាក្សាជាមួយចិនពីបាមានគេពិភាក្សាទេ
ទៅចិនហើយចិនមក Christianity
បាទអត់តែពីបាបន្តិចទីយើងថតមួយនៅទីនេះប៉ុន្តែថ្ងៃនេះអាកាសធាតុអត់សូវល្អប្រហែលទេប៉ុន្តែជាមួយយើងថតជាមួយគ្នាសប្បាយ Jangan la foto, Baptiste. Une photo. Everybody can join. Come here. I'm in balance. Khi ở khi nào khi Previ hay Tom nó cáo ở Okay, selfie muy. Selfie muy. Okay, we got a super selfie. Oh, yeah.
នេះចុចទៅបាន
Oh, wow, everybody then. Wow. Dạ. Ở quân nè. Okay, thank you.
It looks like 10 kilo
Yeah, if you look at his picture when you're young, he looks fun now. He must look serious.
ខ្មែរយើងតែខ្មែរ
ខ្មែរ
បាទ
អូ
ខ្មែរបារាំង
អូ
ខ្មែរ
អូ
សូរស្មី
អូខេចឹងនិយាយខ្មែរបានទេចឹង
គាត់តែគុណណាគាត់គាត់នៅស្រុកខ្មែរ
Chẳng nào.
ហើយគាត់ខាង French
Okay, đi một chúng mình mà đông tiết, một chúng mình mà đông tiết, nghe không?
អូដល់តាមអ្នកថត
Hay bây giờ khối chè bro mình tên cứ lưu ní cái bông rít nó xem mai sẽ tập đi mà phơi lưu ní thì chia lưu bồ rán và tay lưu chmai cái tập tay bông rít một đôi chăm môn cái phật hồn ok đâu đó
notice police, the pilot. They're
Better.
not police.
Yeah. Oh, like an ambulance. Exactly. You're right. Alors nous, je crois que c'est là. Hein. นี่สไตล์กระทรวงคือมีกระทรวงสำหรับการหัดปรางกระทรวงสำหรับบรรณาเกียสำหรับประเทศอเมริกาตินสำหรับច្រើននេះក៏ដើម្បីការពារជីវិតផលិតជាអគ្គនាយកប្រវីតាគឺជារដ្ឋសុភាមួយដែលតែកតុងជាមួយការរបៀបដែលយើងការពារជីវិតរបស់មនុស្សតាំងពីដើមរហូតដល់សេចក្តីស្លាប់ជាមានក្រសួងមួយដើម្បីការពារជីវិតក្រសួងហើយយើងកន្លែងរបស់យើងមួយទៀត
សាបជាប់មួយសា
Hey, il se remet à pleuvoir, j'aurais dû prendre. Bah ouais, je suis vénère, il avait oublié mon parapluie, on se fait raqueter par les Pakistanais.
Sinon, on reste sur la partie ouverte.
Non, on va être dans les bureaux là.
Chỉ cũng rú mới bàn tàu rồi.
Là, c'est bien.
Tại dân
Đi
nói
croissant.
với cực hả?
ក្រសួងសម្រាប់ជំនាញវត្ត pension fund
អូ
fund pension នេះដើម្បីសម្រាប់នេះគឺសំខាន់
What's the retire age? What's the retire age?
65
65
อันนี้ประเทศไต้หวันเนาะที่เนาะคือambassadeur de la Repubblica de China ไต้หวันประเทศสันตาเซเรเป็นประเทศแคนาดาประเทศมาเลย์เนาะมาเลเซียเนาะอันนั้นประมาณจับตามเพลงJe crois que c'est celui-là le bâtiment. Ouais, je suis jamais allé. Moi, j'ai aucune raison d'y aller, je suis allé avec des bons. Say hi. Oh non. Je crois que notre bâtiment, il me semble que c'est celui-là ou le prochain. Au ministère pour le dialogue interreligieux. C'est bon, on est à temps en fait, à 9h de rendez-vous.
Tu vas leur expliquer l'histoire du fascisme.
អូហើយពាក់មកភ្លៀង
Tu vas leur expliquer les aigles, les parties, les...
Ah ouais, c'est clair. Non, j'aurais dit que ça a été fait il y a très longtemps, mais en fait, je ne savais même pas qu'il
យើ
était
ងដល់
fini.
ថ្ងៃទីប៉ុន្មានដល់យើងទៅវ៉ាទីកាន់ស្អែក
Oui, ça, il avait déjà vu.
អូដល់ទៅ
Les
ជួប
autres,
សម្ដេច
ils ont fini, hein.
Spécialement, c'est le stade olympique.
Ouais. Ah ouais, c'est impressionnant, ouais. Avec des mecs avec ses paires de ski là. Bon, alors on passe au vert ou pas les cocos? Ok, tao.
យើង
ទៅ
គេ
ក៏អ
ថា
ត់ទៅ
ចែកថាសាសនាផ្សេងហើយអាណាចក្រផ្សេងដល់យើងចែកផ្សេងវាឡើងខ្លាំងបាត់
Alors, juste là, ici.
ត្រូវហើយ
Tous les criminels du monde.
ហ្នឹងហើយ
Ah ouais, c'est vrai. C'est énorme, les gars. C'est énorme. La photo qui va remettre en question mon ordination épiscopale, toute ma carrière est foutue.
ត្រូវហើយ
Ouais.
ហ្នឹងត
De qui? Ouais. Buongiorno, abbiamo un appuntamento al Pontificio Consiglio per il dialogo interreligioso. Amen, yeah. Note. Buongiorno. Mi sembra che... Buongiorno. Ho l'appuntamento per il Pontificio Consiglio, è il secondo piano, no? Per il dialogo interreligioso. Al fondo. Come c'è? Buongiorno. Abbiamo... Io l'ho detto già, ho detto che... No, mi sembra, l'ho detto il quarto.
4 ម្ដង4
បាទ
នេះ library
នេះគឺក្រសួងមានតែមានក្រសួងឆ្នាំនេះគឺឯសាទុយឲ្យទាំងអស់ទៅទុយតែនេះមានក្រសួងមួយសម្រាប់បណ្ឌគាហើយកន្លែងដែលយើងទៅគឺក្រសួងអន្តរសាសនា
អូខេ
ទូសិនមានប្រមាណអ្នកទូសិន
តើគុណមុនហ្នឹងហើយ
First floor
4សិន
ហេអីនោះទៅគូ
จะต้องมาเที่ยวไรไอ้สปอร์ตเซ็ต
ចឹងគេបប4ទេមែនទេអូខេអូ
จนติดบุญต้องไปตรงมวย
ងើសានតិចពងឡើង
អើតគុណអរគុណបាទឥឡូវយើងឡើងមកជាន់ទី4នៃក្រសួងនៅវ៉ាទីកាន់ហើយជិះចដាយន្តជាមួយតគុណបាទឥឡូវចេញមកជួបក្រសួងរងចាំតិចគ្នាទាំងអស់គ្នាមក
នេះមកអន្តរជាតិនេះសំខាន់
ជូនពរថ្ងៃនេះកុំឲ្យភ្លៀងឯងស្រួលដើរធ្វើដំណើរ
បាទមានអីចង់ចែកលេខទៅជាបាទហើយ
ជូនឱកាសនេះជូនដល់ប្រជាពលរដ្ឋទាំងអស់នៅក្នុងស្រុកកែវស្រុកទាំងអស់ដែលមានវត្តមានចូលមើលនៅដំណើរការរបស់គណៈបាទខ្ញុំបាទជាមួយតគុណដើម្បីថ្ងៃនេះចូលមកវត្តកាន់ដើម្បីចូលក្រសួងសាសនាហើយស្អែកយើងនឹងមានដំណើរការមួយទៀតទៅជួបសម្ដេចពុកបាទតគុណនិមន្តខ្ញុំនឹងចូលរួមជាមួយតគុណដើម្បីចូលសួរសុខទុក្ខជាមួយសម្ដេចពុកតំណាងឲ្យប្រទេសខ្មែរយើងតំណាងឲ្យសាសនាខ្មែរយើងប្រជាពលរដ្ឋយើងហើយសង្ឃឹមថាយើងនឹងមានទំនាក់ទំនងល្អជាមួយសាសនាពុទ្ធនិងសាសនាកាតូលិកហើយនឹងសូមចូលរួមជូនពរឲ្យពុកគាត់Holiness ហ្នឹងគឺមានសុខភាពល្អអាយុវែងហើយដើម្បីជូនពរដល់ប្រទេសខ្មែរយើងឲ្យមានសន្តិភាពនិរន្តរភាពនៅថ្ងៃក្រោយព្រោះយើងជិតមានបោះឆ្នោតហើយចង់ជូនពរឲ្យប្រជាពលរដ្ឋយើងគិតវិជ្ជមានអារម្មណ៍វិជ្ជមានដើម្បីធ្វើអ្វីៗកសាងជាតិយើងទាំងអស់គ្នាឲ្យមានភាពរុងរឿងចឹងជូនពរឲ្យប្រជាពលរដ្ឋខ្មែរទាំងអស់នេះចូលរួមគ្រប់គ្រងសម្ដាប់ជាពិសេសនៅពេលដែលគុណគាត់និមន្តទៅវិញគាត់មានប្រសាសន៍សង្ឃដីកាច្រើនដើម្បីណែនាំដល់ប្រជាពលរដ្ឋយើងសង្ឃឹមថាពួកយើងទាំងអស់គ្នាជាពិសេសលោកកំពុងអ្នកម្ដាយលោកតាលោកយាយទាំងអស់ដែលនៅក្នុងប្រទេសនិងក្រៅប្រទេសទាំងអស់ចូលរួមដើម្បីចូលរួមដើម្បីលើកស្ទួយវិស័យសាសនានិងវិស័យពុទ្ធចក្រដើម្បីឲ្យមានរុងរឿងនៅថ្ងៃអនាគតដោយនៅប្រទេសគេអញ្ចឹងគេសាសនាគេបង្រៀនគេណែនាំហើយគេបញ្យល់រំពឹងថាថ្ងៃក្រោយប្រទេសខ្មែរយើងនឹងមានភាពរុងរឿងទៅមុខថែមទៀតដើម្បីបង្រឹងសាសនាពុទ្ធឲ្យមានការយល់ដឹងហើយយល់ឃើញនិងចូលរួមជាមួយសាសនាពុទ្ធឲ្យបានធំដុំហើយច្រើនទៅថ្ងៃមុខទៀតអរគុណច្រើន
នឹងធម្មជាតិ organic
សន្តិការ
នមស្ការមន្ត្រីសង្ឃគ្រប់ឋានានុក្រមថេរៈគ្រប់ព្រះអង្គហើយគ្រប់រាប់អានអ្នកមានយកគ្រប់ព្រះអង្គច្រើនពរដល់ខ្មែរយើងទាំងអស់តាំងពីថ្នាក់ដឹកនាំរហូតដល់ប្រជារាស្ត្រចម្រើនពរដល់ខ្ពង់ខ្ពស់ចំពោះព្រះមហាក្សត្រខ្មែរដែលទីជ្រកកោនរបស់ប្រជាពលរដ្ឋយើងហើយខ្ញុំគណៈអាត្មាដែលមកថ្ងៃនេះជាមួយញោមអុកញ៉ាគូចមីងលីហើយសហការីទាំងអស់ជាមួយនឹង Father Will មានគោលបំណងពិសេសក្នុងការរឹតបន្តឹងនៅមិត្តភាពរវាងពុទ្ធសាសនាខ្មែរយើងហើយនឹងកាតូលិកដែលយើងរស់នៅលើពិភពតែមួយយើងមានជំនឿផ្សេងគ្នាក៏ពិតមែនប៉ុន្តែมันមានអ្វីដែលជារនាំងមិនឲ្យយើងរាប់អានគ្នាទេហ្នឹងហើយពេលនេះយើងមករយៈពេលខ្លីក៏ពិតមែនប៉ុន្តែ វាជាឱកាសល្អក្នុងការដែលបានប្រស្រ័យទាក់ទងនឹងកម្ពុជាដឹកនាំដើម្បីឲ្យគេស្គាល់ខ្មែរយើងកាន់តែច្រើនថាខ្មែរយើងក៏មានពូជអម្បូរមានទឹកដីមានវប្បធម៌ហើយមានទាំងជនជាតិអ្វីៗយើងមានទាំងអស់គឺនៅឡើយតែយើងរួបរวมគ្នាដើម្បីធ្វើយ៉ាងណាឲ្យអ្វីដែលយើងមានស្រាប់ហ្នឹងកាន់តែរីកចម្រើនតទៅមុខទៀតហើយនឹងគេស្គាល់យើងកាន់តែច្បាស់ពីព្រោះយើងមិនមែនទៅតែរស់នៅលើទឹកដីថ្មីទេគឺយើងរស់នៅលើទឹកដីចាស់ហើយយើងមានវត្ថុដែលជាគេមរតកច្រើនជនជាតិនួយយើងគិតមើលទម្រាំតែបានកើតជាអក្សរសាស្ត្រមួយមានទាំងភាសានិយាយមានទាំងភាសាសរសេរបែបកំណាព្យការផ្លងមិនមែនឆ្លងកាត់ការវិវត្តតិចតួចទេហើយទឹកដីដ៏យូរលង់ហ្នឹងមានទាំងប្រាសាទបុរាណស្អីៗហើយមានអត្តសញ្ញាណមានចរិតលក្ខណៈអញ្ចឹងយើងគ្រាន់តែប្រមូលចងក្រងហើយនឹងអភិវឌ្ឍបន្ថែមទៀតដើម្បីឲ្យពិភពលោកស្គាល់យើងកាន់តែច្បាស់
គុណនឹងកណានឹងមានប្រសាសន៍នៅវគ្គក្រោយៗទៀតព្រោះយើងនៅសល់តែ2-3ថ្ងៃទៀតចប់ថ្ងៃស្អែកទៅគុណនឹងកណានឹងនិមន្តទៅជួបសម្ដេចពុក
Buongiorno.
ការសន្ទនាឆ្លើយឆ្លងគ្នាដើម្បីចែករំលែកសាសនា
Buongiorno. Ho l'appuntamento alle 9.
លើតាមបានបណ្ណា
Sembra che mi ha visto. Sì. Ini kecil, makรูปរបស់យើងហើយបើសិនថតរូបសម្រាប់ poster របស់យើងដែលយើងប្រើហើយបើសិនថតជាមួយគ្នាស្អាតសប្បាយដែរអស់ហើយគាត់ធ្វើពីបានតែទៅកាត់ធ្វើ fish eye ណោះដែលសាច់ back ណោះតែគឺថាមកទីនេះនេះក៏ចឹងមានពុទ្ធិសែនមកហើយអាចតឈ្មោះបានសាងពុទ្ធិសែនសាងពុទ្ធិសែនជាមួយមកទីនេះទាំងអស់មកទីនេះចាំមកBonjour, Seigneur, comment allez-vous? Je suis Père Will. Je suis Padre Will.
Ah, ok. Alors,
très bien. Et donc, c'est le groupe donc, avec lequel on est en voyage là.
Oui, je vous vois, vraiment, vous êtes
équipés. Ils filment en même temps, ils font la vidéo. Padre Indoriel, ¿qué tal? Tutto bene? How are you?
yeah,
I'm speaking in Spanish to you because I don't know why I'm speaking Spanish to you. How's life? Yeah, that's our group here. Oh, and so we'll take a quick picture. With, all from Cambodia. Okay, Maldini. Okay. Here's Putisan. Sabay. Bro. Selfie muy. Selfie muy chumon. Chumon chumi selfie. Chumi pisa sabay. Ah, comment ça va, Padre? La vie est belle. C'est bien. Super, vous croisez là, c'est avec le gobe là. C'est vrai? C'est notre petit gang de Cambodgiens là. Ok. Maintenant, ok. Oh, ça a. Can like oh là no. Cái vùng váy mình tích trong cái phần tiết. Okay. Okay, ready? Everybody in? Mỗi pi bơi. Check này, check. Remote from far. Timer. Oh, wow. Tầm này mình tên. Okay, mình tích on. Okay. Ok, padre, mon père. On y va. Il vescovo non viene. Non viene. Perché in Cambogia non era sulla lista delle persone che veniva. Il vescovo pensa via Olivier o pensa via Kiki? Olivier non viene.
I wish need you one time for that. Doctor.
Commercial.
We were together.
Yeah, and yeah, in San Luigi. San Luigi.
ខ្មែរមករៀនមកនេះ
No, you left. You don't live in there anymore.
No.
Oh,
I was there only for 2 years.
2 years. Oh.
So we can start now.
មានអីនិយាយទៅកាន់ជាវត្តខ្មែរយើង
ខ្ញុំកណាសូមនមស្ការលេគុំចាស់គ្រប់ព្រះអង្គនឹងជម្រាបសួរបងប្អូនខ្មែរនៅស្រុកខ្មែរយើងហើយខ្ញុំកណាឈ្មោះសានពុទ្ធិសែនបានមកសិក្សារៀនសូត្រនៅទីក្រុងរ៉ូមនេះរយៈពេល4ខែចឹងហើយអញ្ចឹងសប្បាយចិត្តរីករាយខ្លាំងដែលបានជួបលោកគ្រូបដិជគុណតែពីមុនអត់ដែលស្លាប់ជួបទេប៉ុន្តែឥឡូវនេះបានជួបនៅកន្លែងដែនដីពិសិដ្ឋមួយសំណាងល្អណាស់អញ្ចឹងសង្ឃឹមថាថ្ងៃនេះជាថ្ងៃដែលមានស្រីសួស្ដីល្អបានជួបបងប្អូនខ្មែរហើយនៅទីនេះគេថាក្រខ្មែរមកណាអត់សូវមានទេអញ្ចឹងខ្ញុំមកទីនេះម្នាក់ឯងពេលមកឥឡូវបានជួបសប្បាយហើយសូមតាមផ្ញើទៅដល់ពុទ្ធបរិស័ទខ្មែរក៏ដូចជាគ្រីស្ទបរិស័ទឬបរិស័ទទាំងអស់យើងបានមកជួបជុំគ្នាដូចយើងឃើញហើយនេះជាប្រវត្តិមួយជាការជួបជុំនៃសាសនាទាំងឡាយនៅលើពិភពលោកអញ្ចឹងសូមអរគុណដែលយើងបានមកជួបជុំគ្នាជាមួយលោកពកព្រះតេជគុណជាមួយលោកគ្រូសាស្ត្រាចារ្យទាំងអស់ទាំងសូមជូនពរអ្នកចំនួនក្រោយក៏សូមបន្តកិច្ចការនេះដោយយើងបានធ្វើជាមួយបុព្វបុរសយើងពីមុននៅពេលនេះនិងអនាគតទៀតដែរ
Ce qui manque, c'est la culture des pays arabes. Ce qui me manquait, c'est d'aller. Je voulais aller en Égypte, je voulais aller voir l'ambiance des pays arabes. Ça me manquait du Moyen-Orient.
សូមក្រាបថ្លែងគុំគុណចាស់គ្រប់អង្គសូម
Après, bon, c'est.
នឹងជម្រាបសួរបងប្អូនខ្មែរទាំងអស់ខ្ញុំ
C'est un peu petit,
ឈ្មោះ
mais
វត្ថុខ្ញុំរៀននៅអាល្លឺម៉ង់ខ្ញុំរៀន
pour un mandat de combien
ថ្នាក់បណ្ឌិតនៅអាល្លឺម៉ង់ផ្នែកកម្មភាសាខ្មែរហើយថ្ងៃនេះខ្ញុំមានសេចក្តីសប្បាយរីករាយមែនទែនដែលបានជួបបដិជគុណបានជួបលោកពូដែលជាអ្នកដែលខ្ញុំគិតថានៅស្រុកខ្មែរយើងអត់មាននរណាម្នាក់ដែលអត់ស្គាល់បដិជគុណនិងអត់ស្គាល់លោកពូទេដោយសារអីដោយសារតែការបរិច្ចាគចំណេះដឹងសម្រាប់សង្គមយើងគឺធ្វើឲ្យប្រជាជនយើងមានការចងចាំមានការនឹករលឹកហើយនឹងបានចំណេះដឹងសម្រាប់ការរស់នៅសម្រាប់ប្រកបរបរចិញ្ចឹមជីវិតនានាទៀតបាទខ្ញុំមានយោបល់ប៉ុណ្ណឹង
ចូលទៅប្រទេសខ្មែរយើងជួយចែកម្លែកនៅចំណេះដឹងទាំងឡាយហ្នឹងដល់កូនខ្មែរយើងទៅចំណេះដឹងទូលំទូលាយដែលបានទទួលមកពីប្រទេសគេនេះដើម្បីចែកម្លែកដល់ប្រជាជនខ្មែរយើងជាពិសេសចំណេះដឹងខ្ពស់ដែលជា PhD បណ្ឌិត
Il y a beaucoup de personnes qui suivent sur Internet. Quand on a mis à chaque fois, on allait voir. Chaque fois qu'ils parlent.
បញ្ចប់ការសិក្សាបណ្ឌិតរបស់គាត់សរខ្មែរសរអង់គ្លេសដែលជាសំនៀងដូច្នេះហើយសូមគ្រប់គ្រងលោកប្អូនទាំងពីរនាក់ដែលមានវត្តមាននៅក្នុងទីក្រុងនេះទីក្រុងវ៉ាទីកាន់នេះជាក្រសួងរបស់វ៉ាទីកាន់ដែលមានក្រសួងតូចៗច្រើនក្នុងអគារមួយហើយដល់ថ្ងៃនេះពួកខ្ញុំនឹងតែគុណមានសំណាងផុសសំណាងដែលបានចូលរួមមកសិក្សាហើយនឹងមក visit ហើយទស្សនកិច្ចមកទស្សនកិច្ចដើម្បីស្វែងយល់នៅសាសនារបស់កាតូលិកនិងសាសនា
Instagram, Facebook, on continue.
ពុទ្ធរបស់យើងក្នុងការចងមិត្តភាពនិងការរាប់អាន
San Sochea. Je te montre, je t'enverrai. Pardon. Merci pour l'accueil, mon père. Hein. Et ouais. Surtout, en fait, ce qui s'est passé, en fait, c'est que là, c'est une année d'élection générale, et donc c'est assez compliqué. Au Cambodge, là, il a reçu, lui, un discours à dire quand il est rentré, parce qu'ils sont assez influents. Donc, mais ça se passe bien. Voilà. Où est-ce qu'il faut qu'on s'assoie, mon père? Comment est-ce que vous voulez qu'on s'assoie?
Ah, c'est au moment.
Ok, ok. Peut-être à droite, on peut mettre les deux. À droite et à gauche, non? Les cônes vous voulez vous asseoir non. Et nous, ça va si on se met comme ça? Ok. Parfait. Moi, je traduis, mais on peut parler en anglais. Some សម្រួល area bot
សម្រួលអរិយាបថ
if you Come on.
So good morning to you all.
Good morning
On behalf of His Eminence Cardinal Ayuso, on our behalf, we would like to extend a very warm welcome to you to the Pontifical Law for the Dicastery for Interreligious Dialogue.
បងប្អូនយល់អត់យល់ភាសាអង់គ្លេសអត់យល់ច្បាស់ចាក់មកថតបញ្ហាវិធីសាស្ត្រ
Comprend? Okay. So thank you very much for your visit. I kindly ask, I'm Father Indunil Kodituaku, coming from Sri Lanka, Buddhist country, and I'm the secretary here of this dicastery, and Father will present himself, and then you can present the group. Yeah.
Good morning, Venerable. I'm Father Paulin of Bataiwa, Buya, from Congo, Kinshasa, and now I'm the secretary here. 3 years now. I spent some time in the Asian continent, so 5 years in the Philippines, and 20 years between China and Taiwan.
Half Asian, half African.
Or as a diplomat or as a missionary?
As a missionary.
Some corruption of soul. Look at Pibal. I will speak in English so it's easier to understand. But I'm very happy to be here. For us, it's a great honor to be here at the beginning of this new year and to be here with friends from Cambodia. This is a trip of friendship to build up again the links that we had between Cambodia and the Holy Roman Catholic Church. It's been more than 30 years since the last time that a delegation from Cambodia has come to visit Rome, especially with a religious intent. The late king, His Majesty Norodom Sihanouk, came to visit many times, Pope John Paul II, but I believe that since then no one has been blessed to have this encounter. So for us, it's a great opportunity to come today, not only as friends, but also as influencers. And we really believe in the good influence that social networks can have. Today, we're very blessed to have with us the Venerable San Sochea, who has traveled from very far. It was not easy to have a visa. We're so blessed that San Sochea is here. And Venerable San Sochea is what I call the young conscience of Cambodia. He's maybe one of the most influential monks in Cambodia. And he's very respected as a free man who speaks his mind and who speaks the truth. And so he's very appreciated, especially by all the young people of my generation, and very respected not only by the people but also by the government, and always trying to help Cambodia become a better country where people can live and be respected. With us, we also have the Nek Oknia Kutmili, who's not only a very important person, but also a personal friend, who's, I would say, the godfather of Cambodia. And he is born in Cambodia, who had to go through the war as a child and fled Cambodia as a refugee. He wrote a beautiful book about his experience of going through the border and how he had to survive as a refugee in the United States and came out from poverty and became a doctor and decided to come back to Cambodia to build his country back again. Just last month, for his many accomplishments, Negamnya Kutmili received the highest honor for a layman in Buddhism in Cambodia because he's been so proactive in helping not only in the field of education and health, but also in morality, teaching through his personal YouTube channel and Facebook channel, all how to lead a better life. and how to be a better person. And so very happy to come also with our friends who are teachers, who are collaborators, and maybe I'll just introduce one, because it'd be long to introduce everybody, but maybe I'll introduce Puti San this year. We're very happy to have you with us. Puti San is also a friend and one of the smartest people I know, and everybody here is smart, of course, but Puti San is very smart, and we're very blessed because you know already that he's received a scholarship to be here through the Jesuits with Father Ingun, and who's also a collaborator and who helped organize this trip. So we're very happy that Puti San is here, and all the others who are working with us and who are taking part in this trip are also proactive in participating in this trip, and very honored, I believe, to be here. So thank you so much for the hospitality, and some korop look happy bal, I some all people to chim chan some like Beverly that young mean chim clear, no tini die chim clear, all on that. That's what just few brother come on.
Yeah, thank you very much, Father Will. I knew him when I was at San Luigi the Francis. When I was learning French, and then just before he was going to Cambodia, you stayed for some time there. Yes, you defined your trip as a trip of friendship. So as we know, friendship is the basis for any dialogue, any relationship. Pope Francis also in his first speech with the religious leaders, he underlined the importance of friendship. And when Bishop Enrique came here, he gave me a gift, a giraffe. And a small booklet. I think you're familiar with the story of giraffe that has been used for reconciliation. And he, in the booklet, he also there is a narrative of giraffe and the fox. So he says the story is giraffe has a bigger heart, about weighs 10 kilos, and it is needed to pump blood to the brain, and also bigger heart, and also because of the neck, long neck, can see distant places. So and also other animals, small animals, follow the giraffe, it seems, because giraffe can see long, and if there are dangers, he can inform or warn the others. And then the fox, on the contrary, has a small heart and also looks down and attacks from behind. And I would like to take this story that is coming from Cambodia, has been used for reconciliation, and I know what it is because Sri Lanka also went through a civil war for many years, how important is peace and reconciliation, and also interreligious dialogue. So the main teaching of Buddha is ahimsa, non-violence. And then he presented it in Panchasila, 5 precepts, and also for 8 noble paths, or 4 noble truths. So the main problem of Siddhartha, he became Buddha, is to liberate humanity from suffering. Dukkha. Dukkha is the problem. And then he presents a way to liberate the humanity. And then this has become, it is a mental state. This mental state, non-violence, is expressed through words and also through action. And non-violence even to animals and to the nature. And then Buddhism continues to exist as a world religion, and then Christianity. After almost 500 years, Jesus, his main teaching also is love, but also we can see in that love Buddha has compassion, karuna, and Jesus love, also non-violence. To the extent of those who were killing him, he forgave them, pardoned them. God forgive them because they do not know what they are doing. That also shows his inner state at the end, because how can a person forgive or not be angry and violent when he was on the point of death? And Jesus' life also can be characterized many acts of non-violence. And his mission was also to liberate humanity, we call from sin, separation from God, from one another, from nature, from oneself. But there are also doctrinal differences we have to underline. Interreligious dialogue is a dialogue that we discuss, and then in this exchange we also see the converging elements and also differences. So we respect the differences, and on the basis of converging values, and we try to cooperate. So I'm not going into detail of differences. We know doctrinal differences, but what is important is now, today, even today, Pope Francis also says we live in a world, a wounded world. Not only world is wounded, humanity is wounded. We know that our nature, our earth is wounded. So Buddha and Jesus Christ, if they were here today, what would they have done today? They will repeat the same message they have taught. Will present it, the same message may be relevant to today's context. So Buddha came to liberate the humanity from suffering. Jesus came to save humanity from sin, separation, or suffering. And then we are disciples of Buddha, we are disciples of Jesus Christ. A disciple is one who follows the teaching of the Master. So here, as disciples, we are here to reflect what we can do together today in this situation. And I have read and I have heard that during the pandemic, with the Catholic Church and Buddhists have collaborated to alleviate the human suffering. There have been other initiatives. So with this background, the pontifical, dicastery for interreligious dialogue, founded in 1964, and 1965 there had been a famous document called Nostra Aetate, in our time, which helped us to open dialogue with the followers of the religions. We need to be honest, we need to speak the truth, because before the Vatican Council II, the Catholic Church had some issues with the followers of other religions with regard to their teachings and all. And then Vatican II was a revolutionary step. It affirmed the common humanity, and humanity is looking for the truth. All are on a journey of looking for truth, and then each one has an unquenched thirst within and look for and then there are responses from different religions. And then our office started on official dialogue with the Buddhists. There had been exchange visits like this. For example, last year we commemorated the 50th anniversary of the visit of Patriarch Abbot of Thailand, who became the Patriarch later. 50th anniversary, we commemorated with a conference on Kalyana Mitra. Kalyana Mitra for Buddhism and Christianity, Kalyana Mitra, non Papa Mitra, Kalyana Mitra. So it is 50 years of, and he's mentioned 30 years of friendship. And so here we are, and we are happy that at the local level, the Catholic Church is, we are together, we are promoting this dialogue, and it is a need of the hour, and humanity and the earth is suffering, and wounded humanity, as Pope Francis says. So Pope Francis promotes human fraternity as a solution, because we see a lot of division, conflicts in the world today. And the problem is we don't see each other as a brother and a sister. And so the solution is proposing, and there is nothing new. Our religious leaders or the founders have proposed this, and then he goes back to these teachings, and then he says we need to reawaken the spirituality. It is also true. Religion exists, but maybe people have distance, or they may limit their religiosity to rituals. Maybe may not have the compassion, karuna, maitri, agape, love, unconditional, that we should manifest. So with these thoughts, I open the dialogue, and we can continue our discussion.
Thank you so much, Abhiba, and thank you for Father. And today I'm very blessed to have known Father Will for the past 2 years, and we are very fortunate to have been here through him. And I believe our purpose here is to come, visit, learn, and share what we all have, especially about love, karuna, that is a Buddhism for love too, and compassion. And as an educator and a medical doctor, we do a lot of that, especially to help enrich the youth new knowledge about love, about forgiveness, about being able to accept what is new around them and make it into positive thing. So today we are here, I on behalf of Cambodian people and the government of Cambodia would want to give respect to you and to Vatican, the Father, and the all member here. And we greatly appreciate for the sharing that we're going to go through for these few years. And we learned that in Cambodia, for the past 30 years, we've been up and down for many, many years, for centuries. But so far, for the past 30, 40 years, there's been peace and some stable. And we hope that the stability will be there more, so that the people can learn and share what the world outside has to offer. And Cambodia now are made up of youth between 15 to 34, and they are in the age of hunger for learning, for knowledge, and for exploration. So I think this is the period that we have to open up and share to them. And we hope that in July, when they have the next election every 5 years, they always worry that there is something going to happen. But we ask for Lord Jesus Christ, Father, and for also Buddha, Buddhists, to help bless us all, especially Cambodia and the Cambodian people, for eternal love, eternal peace, and so that Cambodia can enjoy the love that most people on earth have and experience. We've been having that for the past 35 years, and we wish and hope to have more. And doing that is by teaching and by enriching them what are good, what are bad, and learn how to accept the new thing, new changing. And we come here to learn more from the Christianity side, and we hope to exchange the love and the compassion that Cambodians have. There's still war for many years, and people are confused, people are sick, people are depressed, but it's time now that they are growing, they are moving, and they improve to a better person as a whole, as a country. And I believe Buddhism play a major role along with others religions, especially Catholic. Father has been there for some year, and you have shown a lot of love, compassion through your work in Cambodia. And because of all of that, it opened a new horizons to how we view the world through religions. And I hope that the religion will help us heal many things that is happening around the world. On my part, I sponsor scholarship, and you probably understand that a lot of Buddhists from all over the world, they go to study in Sri Lanka, and they have a group of Cambodian monks, they study there for their whole life, and they graduate, they come back, and they continue that journey of sharing love, peace, and teaching of Buddha. And the same thing, we have people who come to Western country to learn about Christianity and go back and help share the differences of kind of love that they show to the people. And I hope that I can do more on my part to provide scholarship to the monk to continue study, both inside and outside. And I believe by forgiving and forget and forgive, and just try to remember the good part of a person, we can heal, we can move on. Cambodia have very, very tragic history, and this history only strengthens us. And I believe that through this trip, it will help enhance more understanding of what life is. And for us, to me, I feel that this is very important. It's a trip that's for a lifetime to learn, and so a trip is for a lifetime to share. And with this knowledge, I believe that I continue to do my part as an educator and medical and influence to the millions of Jews in Cambodia. And I believe they are watching right now. And thanks to Father Will again. And thanks to Dekun that he's been helping millions and millions of people share true knowledge about Buddhism. And only through him and many other influencers do people understand that this is the real religion. It's not about superstition. It's not about holding grudge or being mean to each other, but to show compassion and to show real teaching and real practice and real understanding what religion play a role in the world, regardless of Christianity, Buddhism, or other religion. But we all play our part to help influence positively in our own people. And that's what I'm hoping to do today. And I hope that on his side, he will continue to preach love and teaching to Cambodian people.
Thank you, Mr. Abhibal, and also Father Will for being invited me for this trip. This is my first time to Rome, and Rome is one of the city that I really want to visit the most, because what you call the big bastille that Bruce Lee used to film? Colosseum. Yes, Bruce Lee is also one of my idol, and I walk the way I am today because of him as well. And he is the first Chinese film star that recognized by the Hollywood. Yeah. And the word that I always can convince me, he say, express yourself and be yourself. It is a thought that caused me to start my teaching, because when I start my teaching, it is a little bit different from others because I start to teach only the real teaching of the Buddha. It's not related to what people have done for a long time, but I straight to the real teaching, as you said, about the Four Noble Truths and Eightfold Path. To me, Buddha is like a doctor, and Dharma is like a medicine. So, doctor always take care of all patients, no matter what they are, who they are, or what religion they believe. When we go to the doctor only asks about our health or health condition, not asking about religion. Like when the Buddha got enlightenment, there were no any people who claimed themselves to be Buddhist. But Buddha taught only those who could adapt or listen to him. Because in the Buddha view, all beings in this world are wounded, suffering. We all from different families, different from castes, especially in India. There are different kinds of castes. But the teaching of Buddha is like a medicine that cures all people. So when I started to teach the real teaching, my audience is not just a Buddhist. Some of them from Muslim, and some of them from Christian. Because we all have suffering, and we need the medicine. So almost every day that I got the message from people that they say to me they get better from their problem, their anxiety or depression. And some of them say they used to commit suicide or attempt suicide, but they found the better way to live again because of the teaching. So to me, being Buddhist or Christian is nothing different. The thing is they can find the truth way to live a better life. That is why this trip is very important for me that I joined today, and I also would like to share this message to all people in Cambodia, not just in Cambodia, but also people in the world, that we have the right to respect the different religion, but we can work together with love and harmony. Yeah, thank you.
I think it's a joy not to be here and listening to this exchange that is going on. And I know that in this trip you wanted also want to talk about this ecological conversion, which is another theme that is very dear to the Pope. But not only to the Pope, I think that's part of the different suffering that we are talking about, which needs to be addressed in the sense that with climate change, we are compelled not to look at the way we've been living in this world and to propose solutions that can only come from, maybe only religious sector can only give this kind of solutions, in the sense that business people, they might say, they might propose alternative ways of making money. But there is no way we can change that alternative way of making money if we remain in what we could say victims, no, or kind of consumeristic mentality. If we don't learn those values that religions are teaching us, of frugality, a simple lifestyle, a life that, if we cannot develop a different kind of hunger, hunger not only for things that are of the world, but also for things that are spiritual. And it's only religion that can help us discover those kind of those needs. And spiritual needs, when they are being taken care of, they can help us change our way of relating to nature, or relating to the material world. And so in 2015, Pope Francis wrote an encyclical that is addressed to everybody. It's called Laudato Si, and basically in this encyclical is calling us not to review the way that we deal with nature. And a part of it is directly addressing this need of ecological conversion. As I try not to think about this ecological conversion, when does it happen? It happens when we start looking, I think for us as Christians, if we start taking care of the earth the way that God wanted us, because He created, He gave us this, not to be good stewards, not to take care of it, not to exploit it. And that will mean not only looking at things that we can take from the earth, but how we can also show our love, our concern for the earth. And it's also not to, that ecological conversion will also be happening when we are able not to address ways of thinking. If, for instance, we can influence people around us who, because they want to make money, they are tempted not to provide models of development that are not concerned about the future of the earth. And for me, I've been thinking about the dangers that are incorporated. I'm coming from Congo, when you might find a situation where you want to look for, when you want to fight against poverty, the temptation of doing it at the price of non-ecological investment. I might be thinking, for instance, perhaps this could also be the situation in Cambodia, that there are plenty of resources, natural resources, but that to be exploited, there should also be kind of norms, so that we don't simply cut all the trees in a non-deliberate way. I used to joke when I was in Taiwan. In Taiwan, we have trees that have more than 300 or 500 years. They are considered as beings, that you cannot touch them because they are somehow divine. And I was joking also with my Buddhist monks, friends, telling them that when I arrive in a monastery and I see that the wood that they used, very good, is coming from maybe from Indonesia, from Vietnam, and you could really see that these were trees that maybe have 500 or 800 years old, that they've been cut not to serve for furniture. So I will say, here in Taiwan, because we have money, we cannot touch a tree that is 300 years. But we know that in those other countries, because they need money, we don't play with the same principle. So we use that money not to destroy forests in other places for our good. And I think this Laudato Si, this encyclical, is helping us not to make these kind of reflections. When we talk about a well-being, it's not a well-being that is only for us humans. It has to be to include nature. It has to be responsible. And if we are able of, in our reflection, of sharing this kind of, giving this kind of reflections, it could also be that we'll be helping in creating a society that is ecological, that is also responding not to this conversion that is needed. So people will be awakened to spiritual needs, and those spiritual needs will help them to live in harmony not only with humans, but also with the nature where we are living in. That's one of the things that I want to add to this.
It is the central argument of our trip. That's also why in our delegations there's not only religious leaders or people like Venerable San Sochea or myself who are concerned with those issues and who've been working on those issues in Cambodia in partnership with other monks like the Venerable Kusa Piep, which we went to the primary forest, or even Bishop Enrique Kiki has been so proactive for many years with other Jesuits, also Father Gabi in Prelong Forest. We've been very concerned for that. But for us, it was also important to have business leaders in our community. So we have both academics or students, teachers, and we have business leaders. We have two, of course. We have Quick Mili, who's a major influencer and leader in that field, and he can really help promote and share a message of ecological conversion. And there's also Baptiste Soresme, who's with us, and he's a leader of the French-Cambodian Chamber of Commerce, and he's a business leader also. So my question was for us as religious leaders, how do we work with the business community to get this message out? It's not just about preaching on Sunday or on Facebook, but how do we get it out to the business community? And how does this message that we preach of a certain, as you said, sober life, simple life, how, because it's our life, we've decided to live it. Venerable San Sochea lives a very simple life, wears the same clothes every day, and has a simple life. But then when you're a business leader, how do you apply that message? For us, the simple life, it's easy. We live a celibate life. We are not looking to become rich. But when you're a rich man, when you're an influential man, how do you apply that to your life? So that's kind of the question we're trying to deal with here. And how do we go from the religious message to the practical message for the business community?
Perhaps we could also listen to it.
Yeah.
You want to say something, Baptiste?
Businessman, so I'm not very tempted. But I think the most important, if you are in business or if you are active in what I would call social activities, is always to look for the greater good, and the greater good for your community, and because you're working for your communities, and if everyone is working for your communities, then at the end we are working for the mankind. Let's say. So for me, the most important is always. When you do business, you have, I would say, two things to care of. You have to take care of your people, so your employees, your partners. So that's also a way of being, I would say, a good businessman, a good business leader. You have to know how to take care of your people, and it's also to try to have a positive impact into the society and the community. So I think it's also a matter on how you choose your project, how you choose your partners, or you try to be responsible in. Of course, we are not. I'm not a man of God, I'm not a saint, but it's always try to make the best choice for not only for yourself and for your family, but also for the community. And I believe. Doing business in a sustainable way, I believe it's possible, and I believe in the long term it will be the most successful people in business or in whatever they do. Is people who get the support of the others, and if you can only get the support of the others, if you're working for the Thank you.
What comes to my mind is the Max Weber's book on Protestant ethics and the spirit of capitalism. Now, I think that book, and also I was thinking about historical Jesus and historical Buddha, because they were helped by rich people. And the Buddha followed Jesus Christ for their mission. They were followers. So they were influenced by their message. Message has transformed them. And then it doesn't mean that you completely renounce your richness or your wealth, but you use it in a different way, not selfishly, but for the good of others. And I'm also because we need to have businessmen. We need profits in a just way. So the spirit of capitalism that says not Catholic, there is a debate, Max Weber's. Now he says capitalism didn't emerge in Asia because no ethics, but that has been contested. But this teaching of accumulating wealth in a positive way and then sharing it in different ways for the welfare of humanity is, I think, important. That's why I think. Because sometimes we religious leaders say wealth is, we demonize that. No. Accumulation, no. But it is important because it also has a purpose. That's my thinking.
In Cambodia, the country mostly are nature, still natural, beautiful, and almost 70% of the population still live with nature, regardless of how much it developed during these past 30, 40 years. But the people are part of the nature. They live with the nature. They rely on the nature. But before, right after the war, before the war, during the war, it wasn't respect. It wasn't that way. We were collective and forced to live collectively and work as a hard labor. And after the war, we started to build common ground, educational system, religious system, cultural system. It was wiped out. So for the past 30, 40 years, we see that people are getting more educated, more knowledgeable, intelligent, and they start to understand the importance of nature. And recently, for the past decade, you see that students now understand about how to take care of nature, how to clean, and how to be healthy with the nature. That only could be possible through education. So you see that a lot of students right now are being trained to understand how to preserve nature. And usually this kind of thing in history, you see that it could only make possible with some of the activists, but usually not much effective. Only if in every generation, if some influencer, powerful or rich people play a role, dedicate themselves to it. So I believe that in my generation, there will be more educated people, rich and entrepreneurial people that will dedicate themselves to educating the young youth about how to live with nature and how to live peacefully. In order to live peacefully, you have to be able to save the nature by cut down on cutting tree, and if possible, reserve it 100%. But that is not possible. But we're doing that. During the war, there's no rule, no regulation, there's no policy, there's no law. So it's like everyone killing everyone, not just cut down the tree and animal, but killing people. But now we have stable. We have been stable for past 30 years. There's less animal killed, more animal are preserved, less tree are cut down, more tree are planted. So every year we see improvement, and I hope that when people are more and more educated and we share all this knowledge about nature, I believe that Cambodia will go back to the Asia's paradise that we once used to be called. and that's so beautiful and peaceful. And it takes time. It takes time, and I dedicate myself as an influence and educator to share positive knowledge. And I think only education can heal this evil spirit and negative thinking that is happening through most countries that gone through the war. And by teaching positive thing, by showing positive thing, and by live a positive life, especially when you are influencer, you can make a lot of difference. And I see that education is very vital to help people understand the fundamental part of living peacefully, and that only if you teach them and enrich them with the proper education. We never have proper education before, and now we have education from all levels to university to higher education. And you see that people are now moving out, getting scholarship and different grants to study overseas, like the two gentlemen here in Rome. So they feel exposed, they understand. And I go to many countries, especially in Europe. They're beautiful, modern, a lot of nice building, antiquity and so on. But if you go to Cambodia, you see green, you see beautiful tree, and so many things that are preserved. And hopefully that through teaching, regardless of religion, we learn how to love each other, and love the nature, love the animal. And that's what is happening right now. And I hope that the next decade, there will be more positive change for the better. And for that, I hope that the Gon will preach on that, and Father will also help enrich that knowledge, because youth now, they look for influencer, someone who could make a difference in their life. They look for role models. So I think that if we play a positive role, we can make changes. And I'm hoping to do that. And as Father say, rich people, sometimes Cambodia, are the one who spoil it, but they're only about 5–10%. But the rest of the population are in lay people general, and they want to live in harmony with each other and also with nature. And they are part of the nature these days, more than 70% of them. You go to Cambodia, they live on the long side of the mountain, alongside of the river. And somehow that's how we have been living for the past hundreds of years. So I hope that they will retain the beauty of its nature that had made Cambodia so beautiful before.
Thank you. Anybody else want to speak? Floor is open.
Good morning, Father. Good morning, Father, and venerable and gentlemen here. Okay, the famous speaker from Cambodia already speak already. He described what happened in Cambodia to the Monsignor. That he compare what is Cambodia, what is European people and environment. I think Cambodia is still has green environment that people can survive themselves with the natural resources, but somehow their tree was cut down. But we try to protect the tree. That most people want to protect the tree, but some of them were abused by the authority. This is not for our purpose, but we try to protect our tree to make our country very green more and more. And this is one purpose of mine. In here, I want to share something that I can talk to the world as well as Father, to be good friend with the Christian and Buddhists in Cambodia. As Venerable said, we are a Buddhist, we cannot say something bad to another. Like we try to make friends, like Father say, agape, and we can say in Buddhism is Kalyanamitta, loving and compassion. I came here to share joy with the other Christian people here, especially Father Marcus Solo. He went to anywhere with us, to Assisi, to Fuku Lare moment. We share something together about what happened in the world, that people try to separate But yesterday I seen the video. I see in the video when we start keep in touch together. Sooner we will love each other. So this is the way that I can talk to you. I think it's not too much for me. I respect the most Oknya Kuch Minh Lee and Vanderbilt. He's a very famous speaker in the YouTube channel. He teach not only Buddhists but all people in Cambodia. We have Muslim, Buddhist, Christian. So the young people like his speak and his Dhamma talk. So be peace in among us and peace in the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For your information, Cambodia, I think one of the very few countries that are very open to all religion, and our Prime Minister encourage people to practice their religions openly. And we have Muslim, we have Christianity, we have Buddhism, we have Hindu. I think it's a mixture of all religion, but they are living peacefully in harmony with the whole population. And we encourage them to practice, to build their own mosque, their own temple, and so on. So I think people living in Cambodia are very fortunate if they are religious people to be able to express their feeling and share their religion to other people, and there's no discrimination at all. I think this is one good part about Cambodia that I want to share to Father, that it's hardly found in anywhere, but in Cambodia, when I went back to Cambodia in 2002, I found it so hard to believe, a country that right after war and were killed, were destroyed, and all temples are demolished, and educators are killed, monks are defrocked, and so on. But at the end, we come to live in harmony with different races, and hardly any pure Cambodian in Cambodia. We have a mixture of Chinese Cambodian, Chan Cambodian, Vietnamese Cambodian, Muslim Cambodian, all kinds. And I think that's the only country that live peacefully in harmony with each other without any discrimination on religion, belief and practice. And to me, that is very important.
I want to say thank you for that too, because it's true. I'm the only foreigner living in Cambodia in our small delegation, and I've been so well welcomed. And even in the time of COVID, when it was quite difficult to welcome foreigners in Cambodia, we were still very well welcomed. And from the point of view of ecology for our trip, the one thing that I've learned in Cambodia is that Cambodia is a country that has hope, you know. And sometimes ecology, if you look at Greta Thunberg and all those, is kind of worrying. And there's like a fear and a bad news. Whereas in Cambodia, there's a lot of hope. And for me as a missionary, I'm the witness to the good news. So what I want to do, and what I try to do, is try to keep this hope that Cambodian people have for the future, and tell them that it's possible to have a possible green future, and that we're not all going to die. We in the end, yes, one day, hopefully, and go to heaven. But there's a possible, future and an ecology full of hope that you can provide. If we provide an ecology which is only with sacrifice and with bad news and with global warming and with no more trees, well, no, the trees are growing, the forest is growing, and through peace and harmony, I think there's a hopeful ecology that Cambodia can talk about. It's not easy, even in Cambodia, it's not easy, and there's reason to be concerned. But I think it's really important to have a hopeful message, even in the field of ecology, as we try to change our ways of living, keeping hope. And that's really important. I find that very beautiful in Cambodia. It's a country, the past has been so bad that we can only be hopeful for the future now.
Besides, we only not working on the forest and preservation of the nature. We have so many of historical sites that were built. We have the largest Hindu temple in Cambodia, built for thousands of years, and we are working on preserving all of that too. So before it was destroyed, and no one even know about the temple, but now we clear the mines, and we clean the road, and we build a tree, and we make it welcoming to all tourism. And there's more than thousands of temple that from old time that right now it's become a tourist destination. And I pray to Lord Buddha and to Jesus Christ that make Cambodia be peaceful again as it used to be for the past 30 years, but more peaceful in the next future, so that the youth will have this hope, because there's some sentiment of instability in their mind when there's election. But I believe that for the past 5 elections, it's been very stable. So I know that this July election will be even more stable. And with this thing in mind, we just need to assure the people that regardless of what happened, peace will be there. And people will come to Cambodia. And Cambodia is the first few countries to open up to visitors, because we have almost 100% vaccination from coronavirus. And we have a government that put a lot of focus on hygiene and what to do, what not to do, and encourage people for free vaccination. It's almost like 100%. So very small number of people killed, and the infection rate was so low that we are one of the first countries to open up. And that I welcome everyone all over the world to visit Cambodia. It's beautiful. Have so many temples from thousands of years that you rare to find it anywhere on earth. It's so beautiful, made of stone, just like we see in Rome today. Unbelievable. So many beautiful things that's high under the ground, and also still right now stand out and livable. And that's what we want. The same thing happen in Cambodia. Yes. Father have been showing a lot about temple.
So we have come to the end of this enriching, beautiful exchange. We thank you once again for your visit. Thank you also for Father William for coordinating with this office for this visit. Let me summarize what we have discussed here. The first is Jesus Christ and Lord Buddha had been healers, doctors, and then their medicine is Dharma and also the teaching of Buddha. So over 2000 years, 2500 years, this medicine has helped people to find healing, peace, and live in harmony with one another. We need to continue presenting our way of living, our teachings, because the world is wounded and also the environment is wounded. And there is hope of peace. We need to have hope, because it is a positive thinking. Power of positive thinking is important, and then this hope is enriched by the openness of the government and welcoming all, respecting all. So these are also directly related to our teachings, because if you preach healing, if you preach love, then one aspect of that love is welcoming the other. And also we speak of religious liberty, religious freedom. And then also the other fact is education, as you mentioned rightly. Pope also, Francis, underlines the importance of education. He identified 4 types of education. Education first is to know yourself. It's knowledge. Know yourself and know the other. Also know the other, and also know your environment, and also know the mystery of Jesus Christ or the Buddha in ours. So these 4 types of knowledge are important for us to live in harmony and peace. So at the end, with your presentation and all, I got the desire that I should visit Cambodia.
Welcome, we're waiting for you.
I already discussed about this. I already discussed about this with Bishop Hendrik last year, and then he asked me to contact Bishop
Olivier.
Olivier.
He's waiting for you too.
Yeah, I thought he would come here. I wanted to discuss. We can discuss it. So, because part of our mission is also visiting countries, and you visited here. Now we have some sort of a friendship, and then friendship needs frequency of contact, visits, mutual exchange. When we organize something, we would then invite you for a conference. And these things grow. Last year we celebrated the 50th anniversary of the visit to Abbot of Wat Po. If you go to Wat Po, you can see the pictures of Pope, our pictures. That's friendship. You see that also gives a very powerful message. It's a tourist site. A lot of people visit and they see the pictures of the Pope there and some priests there, and that is dialogue is already there. And then we can discuss how to organize it with you, and this office will visit. So we have started, your trip is a trip of friendship, and friendship had been there. Friendships need to be renewed, and this visit is renewed our friendship with Cambodia, and let us try to grow in this friendship, helping one another and also helping the humanity. Thank you once again for your visit, and we wish you all have a pleasant stay in Rome, and also tomorrow we have an important event, the audience with the Holy Father. We look forward to it. Thank you. We can take a group photo there.
Father, Indonesia, I just have a small gift for you. It's very small, but it comes from Cambodia, and it's made by a friend of mine. And to come here, we walked through the Ponte San Angelo, and this is a small angel from Cambodia. It's made in water hyacinth. And I really like about it, I'll show this to you, those who haven't seen it, who don't know about this, but it comes from a friend of mine who's a Christian who lives on the Tonle Sap, on the floating villages, and it's made with water hyacinth, complau. And it's, what I like about it, that she told me that angels, Tevada admin sasna te, Tevada ke admin muk admin sasna, patai yung chi nek dal dal muk dal Tevada. Tevada ni admin muk patai chi yung la yung trotai dal muk dal Tevada la yung lum kun te. But this is a small gift for you. What I'm saying is that this Christian who made this for me for Christmas told me angels don't have a face. They don't have a religion. St. Aquinas says all this, but we can give a face to angels. So it's an invitation for you to come back. Thank you very much.
Father, this is the staff. So here we have some of you saw this picture, no?
Yes.
This is the Thailand. I think it's from Cambodia.
Yung Mohagana Sananda.
Yeah.
Mohago Sananda.
Yeah.
Mahako Sananda.
Mohago Sananda.
So, and here the welcoming gesture of the Catholic Church. And here we have a thing that you can try it. And then education for peace in a multi-religious world. And this is building a culture of compassion. It says celebrating the 25 years of Vesak message. That we send a message to the Buddhists.
Yeah, we've shared it, absolutely.
And so there are some articles on Buddhism and Christianity and interreligious dialogue. Yeah. So if you need few more copies, we can give you. I know you can't carry also for your libraries and for those who are teaching in universities. He says he read the book, whole book. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Wow, cool bag. What cool bag was that? Oh, okay. Toàn ỏi cát. But yeah, we're using that picture actually for the conference that we're doing on Sunday. We have a big conference with 500 people on Sunday, all three of us, about this team. And we're using a picture. Olivier, I'll give you his email or phone number. He's waiting. He wanted to come, but it's not. It was difficult. First he wanted to come, and then it was probably difficult for election year. Yeah. Even if you send him a text message, he will answer in 5 minutes. So
Then you are going to the Basilica.
Yeah. Okay. Can you get us, Father? Can we? Do we go before lunch or after lunch? Before lunch.
The Basilica is 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock. Okay. Okay.
So now we can take a group photo. If you want to go to restroom and all, so you can do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because I think that the books,
Read 55 17 736 423. Send him on WhatsApp and he answered very fast. But he's not very in contact with the Roman authorities. Like, but he's very active locally. But he's not like. But he'll be so happy. He wanted to come to this trip, but then it's election year and it's a bit difficult.
How many days I need? I would if I visit.
5 days max. 5 days.
One
5 days. 5 days. Cambodia is a small country.
Yeah.
Not so big. And so quite easy to.
Thank you very much for your visit.
Baptiste is the only one who's baptized at the delegation. He's half Khmer, half French. No, if you come 5 days, yeah, it'll be so happy because we have very few visitors from the nuncio, so we're very isolated. Especially during COVID, I had to feel that our church was a bit apart. You know, I was always like, I feel like we're the Church of Cambodia, not Catholic Church, because we didn't see anybody. We don't see anybody from Vietnam. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And even Ingun would be so happy. Father, you know Ingun, he was in contact with you. He would be so happy.
I have a good relationship with Bishop Henry.
Kike is the coolest. Kike is so cool. Kike is the most relaxed. Olivier, not so relaxed, but he's nice. He's very nice. But he's very active. He'll enter very fast, 5 minutes.
You can here see the shadow of the Pope. No? It's like the cross. And all are looking for the truth. And this is Dalai Lama.
I think it's a representation at that time. Can you back then?
So that's 37 years ago.
That is, yeah, in a city. No, more. This one is Pole 6. So it's 1978. 50 years ago. 50 years ago.
Dalai Lama.
Gandhi. They never met.
Gandhi died in.
It's imagination. This is imaginary painting. Oh, but here reality. Here the reality. I don't know him. I don't know. 1978. 50-year-old, more than 50-year-old painting.
It's imagination, but it becomes true.
Yeah, exactly. And then it happened in Assisi. In Assisi, 1982. Okay. You're just the three of you because.
Father.
Come here. Mấy chân xuống đây. Và đang cầm tập được không? Here we go. Everybody's in?
Everybody. You can open
the door.
Are we all in?
Is everybody in front of the picture? Yeah, we're all there. Yeah, it's good. Perfect, yeah.
You all can you can ask him to take
Je vais prendre Mike sur le mettre dans la poche là. Je connais pas le geste de prendre Mike avec la main avec la look romantic, romantic. Look like this. Đó. Yeah, đúng rồi, wash my hand. Yeah. See what he's doing? Yeah, see cái này. Mình bấm tức bấm phone xong tới cứ bấm mình bấm.
I will keep what you gave here also.
I mean, it's not so nice. It's so nice.
All gifts, no? This
Mấy này.
Mahayana, Bodhisattva, Confucius. This is looks like Buddha, but he's from Mahavira, Jainism.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Buddhist teaching and Jainism, yeah, similar, yeah.
But I like it, but the angel also is the shape of a cross, and it looks, you know, have you seen Silence?
Silence, yeah.
At the end, he has like a small angel in his hand.
You look like
Exactly,
yeah,
my favorite
you look
movie.
like-